Should you keep buying butter or should you start making it homemade? That's what we're going to talk about on today's video. Hi everybody, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. My name is Sarah from Traditions Homestead, and today I want to share with you a couple of things that I have learned about butter, making homemade butter versus keep on buying it from the store. Just recently, as I had told you in my homemade cheese video, I just recently found a source for raw milk. In the state of Missouri, it is legal to buy raw milk right from the farm, and so I've been doing that. And it makes sense for us because I can get it cheaper than I can buy milk at the store. So let's talk about the price of butter and milk and cream versus making it homemade, and maybe buying those ingredients from the store. Is it cost effective? So now, buying cream at the store, which is what you would need to buy in order to make homemade butter. If you don't have a cow and you're not milking on your homestead, you'd have to buy cream to make butter. So in order to make a half a pound of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter, you need 1 quart of heavy cream. Now, heavy cream in the store costs about $4 or more per quart to make a half a pound of butter, which is 2 sticks. Well, when you buy butter at the store, you buy 4 sticks, you buy a pound. So making it from heavy cream at the store, you're talking, $8 a pound when you could just buy butter at the store for just more than $3. So that doesn't really make sense, right? Well, so, if you don't have access to a cow, if you don't have access to raw milk at a decent price from a neighbor or whatever, my recommendation is, keep buying it from the store. Now, just over $3 is not organic butter. You'll have to kind of weigh the price of organic cream to the price of organic butter, but chances are it's still going to be cheaper for you to buy butter at the store. But homemade butter is so tasty that if you have access to raw milk from a neighbor, or if you are milking your own cow, please start making homemade butter. Now, there are a couple things that I want to show you today. I'm super excited. I got milk from my friend recently, and she gave me a whole gallon all together, and she has not taken off any of the cream, and I want to just show you how much cream you can get off of 1 gallon of milk. I'm going to skim it to show you how to do that a little bit, and then I'm going to teach you how to make butter, or at least how I make butter on our homestead. Okay, so here is 1 of the gallons of milk, and come in close and you can see how much cream is on here. This whole thing is filled right up with milk, but the cream starts right here. And on the other gallon that I got from her, I already skimmed off the milk, and I got almost an entire quart of cream. Now, the cows that they have are Jersey and Jersey Dexter Cross. And so they just produce an amazing amount of cream, and we are so blessed to have them in our lives and that they're willing to share with us their milk. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an easy way to skim the cream off of here. I'm not going to take too much time, but I do want to give you an opportunity to learn that if you don't know already. So it really is as simple as using a jar and a ladle. This is a little gravy ladle. It works perfectly for skimming the cream. And so basically I just ladle it off. Right now it's so thick I can just stick the ladle right in there and just start ladling it off. And putting it right into the jar. A lot of times, especially with this type of milk from a Jersey cow, the cream that's right up at the top is very thick, and that's what would have been skimmed off and turned into heavy whipping cream. As you get that top layer off, then the cream gets a lot thinner. And then I'm just going to keep doing this until I have most of the cream off, and then I'll just be more and more careful to make sure that I'm not getting the milk in there. And you'll be able to see a noticeable difference between the cream and the milk. Okay, so we're done with that part. And now it's time to start making some butter. So you guys, I choose to use my stand mixer to make butter, but it's obviously not the only way that you can make butter. You know, my friend that I buy the milk from, she uses, I think she said she uses a blender, but I know that you can also use a food processor. If you're off grid, you can just shake this jar back and forth and turn until it turns into butter. And if you're a homeschool mom, you can probably turn this into some kind of science experiment or science project or something like that. But for time's sake and because I am connected to the grid, I am going to use my stand mixer. So it's really just as simple as pouring it in and using my whisk and starting it up. Now, I want to share 2 tips with you. The first tip is if your cream is a little on the warm side, as far as like close to room temperature, it'll work better. And any way that you make butter with a stand mixer, it's just a messy ordeal. So after I get it going, in order to prevent cream from like covering the ceiling and the counters and the front of me, I put a towel over my mixer. So I'm going to just get started, pour this in here, and get it going. Seems to go on for what seems like forever. So you wash some dishes, clean up the kitchen, go throw in a load of laundry, and just be patient with it. It just seems like it takes forever, but hang in there. If you're peeking along the way, you're going to see the cream go from, you know, very liquidy, and it's going to start turning into whipped cream. And then you'll see it turn from, you know, soft peaks to hard peaks. And then there's some hope that it might start turning into butter. You'll see the little granules separating into little bitty bits of butter and more liquid, watery liquid coming out. And at the very end, you'll know for sure when your butter is ready because your mixer will start splashing the buttermilk, which is super watery, out of the bowl and all over your towel. And when you turn it off and take off the towel, you'll see butter stuck to your whisk and the buttermilk all in the bowl. Voila! We have butter! There's butter on the whisk and there's buttermilk inside there. And a realistic time frame was about 18 minutes. The mixer was on for about 18 minutes. I stopped it a couple times to take a look and see what was going on in there. The next step is to get the buttermilk out of there. You can save the buttermilk if you want to and use it in different recipes. I'm not going to do that today. After you remove the buttermilk, you need to wash out the rest of the buttermilk with some ice water. So I'm going to dump out the buttermilk and then add some ice water, turn the mixer on again, putting the towel back over it so it doesn't flip all over the place. And I'm going to do that back and forth a couple of times until the water, the liquid on the bottom of the bowl is not cloudy anymore. So that'll take, you know, 3 or 4 rounds of that depending on how much water you use. So that's what I'm going to do next. One more step, I promise, we're almost done. So now that we've rinsed the butter, there's still water inside of there. So we need to get the water out of the butter because who likes watery butter on their toast or on their banana bread? We need to get it out of there. So the way that we're going to do that is we're just going to take the bowl and a spatula and we're going to press the butter onto the side of the bowl and press out that water. And as we do that, you'll see water starting to accumulate on the bottom of the bowl, and then you just dump it in the sink. And then kept pressing it and pressing it and pressing it, dump it in the sink. And when you're satisfied with the amount of water that has come out and you feel like it's all done, then you're done with the butter and just put it in a storage container. It freezes beautifully, or it will go in the refrigerator. I don't recommend keeping it out on the counter for too long. I'm afraid that it will kind of go icky after a day or so, but in the refrigerator is great. Freezer is awesome as well. So to keep pressing this until I get all the water out of our butter and put it in the refrigerator. So, you know, you guys, the one thing I wanted to say before we end is, you know, we talked at the beginning of the video, is it cheaper to buy it at the store or, you know, make it at home? And the bottom line is, if you don't have a cow or if you don't have access to cost-effective milk and cream from a friend or whatever, it's more cost-effective to buy it at the store. But, you know, to become sustainable is an awesome thing regardless of the cost, and to learn skills is an awesome thing as well. So I want to encourage you to try making butter even if you don't have a cow or even if you don't have access to milk from a friend, just to gain the skills so that someday when you have the opportunity, you know how. And that's what it's all about, right? Looking and finding things that you can do to be more independent and to be more self-sustainable. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to spend a few minutes with me on the homestead. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to let us know by pressing the thumbs up. And if you have questions about this video or just want to say hello or have encouraging words, go ahead and use the comment section below. Most important, though, is to click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified of every one of our videos. Until next time, you guys, take care and God bless.